If there's one thing that people don't know about me when they first meet me, they don't assume this either. It's that I don't necessarily have the best track record of being innocent. Now, don't get me wrong, you could have just called me a confused child when I was 8 or somewhere in between when I started being erratic as fuck, but when freshman year hit, well, to say the least, let's just say I don't have an excuse. I was weird for a 13-year-old. I'm not gonna deny it, but at this age, I started getting myself into shit. And by shit, I'm talking about magic. Now, I started off with my magic adventure by doing shit the old-fashioned way. You know, magic inhalers. But I had this friend. Even was my girlfriend on and off. She had connections, though. And just about every type of magic you could imagine. But one thing I had never learned about was the edibles. I knew about tinctures, inhalers, more, but I had never actually heard about edibles. I didn't know their properties, I didn't know how it worked. You get the point though. But when I see my friend and she says she could bring one of these edibles to school, I was down. So the next morning comes and my friend and I meet in the bathroom. She pulled out what either looked like a miniature piece of candy or a piece of amber stone. I look at it and I'm like, I've smoked 2 grams in a single session. I got this. She tells me the edible was 40 milligrams, and to a 13-year-old who knows nothing about edibles, this sounds like nothing. So I snatch it, and with the confidence I take the damn thing. I feel nothing for a few minutes, so I leave. Quite disappointed. First period, I sat down, overwhelmingly disappointed in this tiny little thing. I was thinking to myself, I should have known. This thing was fucking tiny. What the hell made you think that this would actually get you the magic? It does nothing. The bell rang and it was time for me to go to second period. I was walking to my class and just trying to understand why nothing was showing up, you know? And right as I was headed in the math and science hallway, BAM! The room started spinning out of nowhere and it felt like my vision was vibrating. The room got even darker than it was before, and at my school, which is depressing as fuck, it's so dark, that was saying something. My eyes felt like a Kodak camera, like a disposable one, you know, the ones that shut? Yeah, it felt like my eyelids were being the shutter. It was like I was taking pictures. My entire fucking life was like stop motion. My legs are shaking by the time I get into class, and I slump down in a chair. While I'm slumped in this chair, I am not taking in any of my surroundings. My vision is like a dark scene in a black and white movie. There's no sound whatsoever, and I feel like I can't even feel myself sitting down. I nearly blacked out for this entire fucking period. I can't even imagine what my classmates were thinking, even though I didn't even notice that there were classmates in the room. I run out of the classroom once second period is over. Like I was like Sonic the Hedgehog fast trying to find my friend I did these with. I end up slamming into her just to see she barely reacted in pain. I look at her trying to say I was sorry, and all that looked back at me was pure panic. I mean, this girl was white as a ghost with fear. Her eyes were blood red, like no white, or even just the white was pink. This was a pure panic. And so when I look at her, she just looks back at me with her eyes bugging out of her skull, and she just whispers, "They kicked in." Alright guys, so this was part 1 of the video. Unfortunately, I have to upload another segment, which I am working on as we speak. If you enjoyed this so far, please subscribe.